Thinking about nitrates and why we're lucky to have such good water, I thought it would be interesting to share a little bit of a geography lesson related to watersheds and also to Central Sands region. All land on Earth has watersheds. It simply defines which direction water flows when it hits the Earth. These are the main watersheds in the United States. There's that main watershed running through Wisconsin. Water flows to the Mississippi. Water flows to the Great Lakes. We're sitting pretty close to the divide, this mountain range, if you'd have it, of a hill. This shows, these white lines show a further division of the watersheds. These purple, a further division of the watersheds. This green shows a much more defined watershed very close to us. It's the Weddy Creek watershed, this creek. Right above it is the McCann River watershed. This red line is the watershed that Onterra, the folks that did our lake management plan, defined for us. This shows just the creeks, the Weddy Creek, McCann, Chaffee. We're bound by these two creeks, so that helps define where water would flow into our lake. We're a spring-fed lake, so it's still a mystery, and it's a thing we need to really talk to hydrologists to try to see if they can help define exactly where water might flow from our lake, even beyond this immediate watershed. How far up does the water come from that goes into our lake? This is an important slide that shows elevation differences from up here. And again, this red line, just to remind, is this main watershed across the state of Wisconsin. So that red line, Coloma, Plainfield up in here is at 1,200 feet. We're down the basin at 850 feet, which is a benefit. As an aside note, it could be a benefit in terms of high capacity wells, because as we're further down the basin, and if water is flowing from up in here, we'd have a little protection against having our lake levels go down. You wouldn't want to be sitting up in here as just this is just a rough example or idea. This shows where the Central Sands Water Coalition had defined in that early newsletter where they were having trouble with nitrates. As you see, the nitrate issues are more up in that Central Sands Plains region on the other side of the divide. They're much more farming up in this area, as you probably know, which is the main reason they're having the nitrate problem. But here's the fun thing to show is that the Central Sands region is really two distinct regions. Again, that main watershed line running through, closely paralleling this divide between the Central Sands hills where we sit and the Central Sands plains. It's more hilly here, and less farming. So we're lucky to be sitting in the Central Sands hills instead of up here. This again shows it. These are called ecological landscapes. So this shows again that divide between Central Sands hills and the plains. So that's it. Just wanted to explain that much about where we sit in the state of Wisconsin. Thank you for watching.